on the magic carpet. Welcome everyone. Happy solstice. Thank you. I think many of you know that shamans are intermediaries between the world of spirit and matter. And shamans know that there is more to us, all of us, than meets the eye. In addition to our physical nature, we have a spiritual body, and we also have a light body or energy body. And shamans are able, through practice, through their inner work, to expand the light and life force of their energy field and their energy body. And Jon is going to be talking on the subject tonight of doing just that. So many of you know, I think all of you probably know, that Jon has trained at the Four Winds Institute, and he's a carrier of the wisdom of the ancient Q'ero Indians of South America and Peru in the high Andes, the Inca lineage. So please join me in welcoming Jon tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. Good to have you all here. I really appreciate it. So, today or tonight, we're really gonna push it. We may break it. Let's see where to start. Let me start with this, just for an experience. Let's have you take the deepest breath you can take, in as much as you can, and hold it. You ready? And hold it, and then go a little more. And now let it out. It's pretty cool, huh? Like you thought you reached the limit, and then there was more. So tonight I wanted to explore that more, explore as far as we can go, and access what we can from there. So, as Emily said, my Q'ero shaman teachers from Peru, these are their weavings. There's all kinds of patterns about the energies behind things. The Peruvians that weave, that aren't necessarily the shaman groups, they weave the corn and the llamas and all that. And the Q'ero's consensus reality is the energetic, is the soul level. So they weave what they see. So these are mountains and the sun and people, and they're just lines of energy. And they talk about things like the sun they call Inti Taitai, which is the sun behind the sun. Yeah. So it's the shamans see all of creation, all that is, as something that's continually expanding. It's continually evolving. Imagine that. Imagine consciousness is evolving still. Imagine all the greatest teachers and teachings, and they're evolving still. And we're always a little bit curious as shamans about what's next, what's on the other side of that, you know? So it's our nature to explore, and then ideally bring something back, bring back gifts, bring back energy, bring back wisdom, bring back initiation rites that will benefit the village, some gift, some boon that will actually allow the evolution of the village and the villagers to be graceful and beautiful and more interesting and complex, as nature does. Obviously, there's not a single cell organism anymore. There's still things happening. I always joke around, Homo sapiens isn't the end of the deal. I'm sure Neanderthal thought they were amazing, you know. So, you know, we're pretty amazing, but it's not over. But we've been conditioned to not think that way, right? We've been conditioned to think, you know, there's only so much, and even if it's spirit and chi and energy, and it's like I can access it and I can draw it in, but it's finite. There's only so much. And the truth is it's not. It's infinite. And we can go there. We're not limited like we've been taught to believe, that we can only journey so far. And we can only journey within the cosmologies that we're familiar with. Right? It's like, what's after that? So I started asking myself that a couple of years ago when we opened directions, which I've done in every time we've done this, and we'll do it again tonight. But I'm doing it from what I was taught from the Karo cosmology. These amazing natives have been around for 15,000 years, you know, and as far as people know, doing the same thing. And it just occurred to me, well, all the directions and the archetypes in each of the directions and the earth and the heavens that they've been using for this long, what's the next? What's the next level of that? What's behind that? What can we start to access, reach through, and bring back? And can it benefit us? Can it help us move forward even more gracefully and beautifully and powerfully? Because we all are trying to heal the world and make it a more beautiful place, right? And we've been working with the things we've been working with. Now what's curious is that the Karo have these initiation rites from shaman to student. They download all of the knowledge and information and experience that have been accumulated from the beginning, so that it's kind of exponential. It doesn't take 200 years to figure out what they figured out, and we can take it further. And that's the beauty. It's an open system, and it's non-hierarchical in that way, and the student leapfrogs the teacher in that way. And so they've had these 9 initiation rites for a long time, thousands of years. And when I started studying with them like 25 some odd years ago, somewhere in there, maybe it was 15 years ago now or so, yeah, there was a new initiation rite coming. A new one, for the first time in thousands of years, called the Taitanchi Saranti in Quechua, which means essentially the creator rites, the God rites. There were the rites of the hands-on healers, the herbologists and earth keepers, the wisdom keepers, the visionary shamans that can just see something, see someone healed, and they heal because of that witnessing of it. And, you know, so some pretty cool stuff. The rites of Homo luminous, our next evolution, you know, and bringing those in and installing them in our energy field would help each of us shamans to just start to, you know, play with it, just start to use it to help our village, you know, basically. And then this new one came through that was about now we really can co-create. We can really do things with these new Taitanchi's rites. And that was really powerful. And, you know, it's not even a matter of being ready to do it. It's sort of being courageous enough and sort of willing. Here's something that'll allow you to manifest things instantly. You want it? And you know, you're like, yeah, and then it's like, well, wait a second. I'm not sure. And that's exactly what happened to me that night. I was like, you got to watch your thoughts now, because I was like, oh my God, you know, like, am I ready? And I remember laying down, this was in Choque Corral, the new sort of Machu Picchu, if you will, that you'll hear about more. And it had just been uncovered from the jungle. We were some of the first people there. We were doing these Taitanchi's rites at that location with the Karo shamans. And I thought, wow, okay. I got the rites, and then I went and laid down in the grass and looked up at the sky and the beautiful stars. It's like at 12,000 feet. And I thought, okay, what do I want? What do I want to manifest? How about a shooting star, you know? And I laid there, and then all of a sudden there was a light that flashed like a shooting star and then went away. And I was like, that's weird, because usually they go like that, right? The streak.
Right.
And then it occurred to me this thing was coming right at me. That's why it did that. And then it was like, oh, I'm lucky it, it didn't hit me square in the forehead. So that was a thing, but so tonight I wanna take this opportunity with you.
Run out.
Got it. And so I'd really, I want to explore this together. We're going to do a journey that will take us to the edge of all that is, because our minds can sort of wrap themselves around that, right? We can kind of go, oh yeah, the universe, we've seen the pictures, there's probably an edge, and but then there's something beyond what our mind can fathom, right? Most likely. And then there's something beyond the beyond. And I want to go there. Why not? Let's try. Let's go see how far we can go, and maybe something that we access will be helpful. And I actually did start doing this. I started thinking about it a couple of years ago and just puzzling over it and wondering and thinking, gosh, I wish I had more tools and more helpful things for the world. After 20 plus years of doing this and kind of looking around going, oh, maybe I need more. I need more tools, more help. And I got a colleague that I was helping to teach a little bit, or kind of do some mastery teaching, and we journeyed this together, and we found something. It found us, basically. It found these movements, and it found a way to bridge what was beyond the beyond back to here. Movements and symbols and just mind-blowing things. And we're creating an online course now to present it. It should be out pretty soon. But so that's that. But so clearly, it's time. I don't generally do any of this. The shaman's work is never their own agenda. It's never to sort of get anything. It's sort of like, I'm here, I'm willing, put me to work, whatever it is, whatever it takes, I'll show up. And that's always been the way I've worked. And this was just one of those things, like, oh, I wonder if there's anything. And then, it sort of said, yeah, here, use it. So this is what we're going to explore now. Does that sound good to you? Does that feel pretty good? We're gonna go beyond the beyond, and we're gonna just touch it and maybe see something, maybe bring something back for you. And so we'll open sacred space the way I've been taught by the Carol, and as I'm doing the normal archetypes and everything, I want to start to have that question in your mind. Oh, okay, so he's calling on the serpent in the south and the jaguar in the west, and just kind of wonder what the next version or evolution of that might be. And then when we go to the earth and we go to the heavens, and in the heavens we have our teams of the greatest, right, healers that have ever walked the planet, the greatest prophets and teachers and so on. And it's like, what's their next thing? Who are, that's been who we've had for Homo sapiens. I wonder who it's going to be for who we are next. Right? What does their Buddha look like? What does their Christ look like? What is it, So anyway, that's sort of the fun we're going to have tonight. So what we'll do is we'll stand in the directions, and I use my cedar and sage and frankincense and myrrh and breath, and we're going to open space and get in the zone, facing south first. To the winds of the south, Sachamama Hatunamaru, great serpent, mother of the waters, the rivers, the galaxies, the roads that bring us together, come hold us in this healing space. Wrap your coils of light around us. Help us to shed the old stories and heavy energies and limits, the way you shed your skin, which is all at once, right here, right now, so that we can walk in beauty, Here on the earth, gently on ourselves and our bodies, gently on the earth. And our greatest power as co-creators. Be with us. Hold. Okay, and to the west. To the winds of the west. Otorongo, great jaguar, come protect this medicine space for us. Devour any energies that do not belong. Teach us your ways. Help us to leap beyond the limiting myths, beliefs, ancestral influences that no longer serve us. Instead, allow us to be warriors, but peaceful, luminous warriors that are willing and able to ask and receive in whatever form, so we can leap into who we are becoming, powerful, peaceful, luminous beings. Be with us. To the winds of the north, great healers, wisdom keepers, lineages of all, ancestors and guardians of this land, come hold us in the ancient wisdom and the wisdom to come. We honor you who come before us, and you who will come after us, our children's children. Help us take our seats with you. We've never left as powerful, joyful, childlike co-creators and explorers. And hummingbird, Siwar-Kenti, thank you for helping us to drink of the nectar of life, to receive unconditionally on our epic journey, even when the journey seems difficult or the contrast seems great. This time, in this space, thank you for allowing us to continue to do that which seems impossible as you do. Be with us. To the winds of the east. Hattunkuntur, great condor, Apuchin, Anka, eagle, owl, raven, macaw. Thank you for helping us to soar high, to have the broadest perspective, the clearest vision of our destiny, and dreaming our world into being in this way, putting our hearts above our heads and using our feelings as guidance and discernment and as the power behind the asking, to honor the feminine once again in this way fully, and fly wing to wing with great spirit, with self-effort and grace. Be with us. Ho. And Pachamama, great mother, thank you for holding us, for being our true mother, for being in our bodies, the air, the water, all your children, the stone people, the plant people, the two-legged, the four-legged, the creepy crawlers, the fin, the furred, the winged ones, all our relations that not only support us physically, but help us to embody their characteristics and instincts when we need them, when you need more of it. And thank you, Mother, for taking those energies that are too heavy and mulching them for us so we don't have to carry them around. We could be free to allow more life force in, to allow more creative energy in, to take it here on this earth and the new earth beyond where it's been before. Thank you, Mother. Oh. Inti Taita, Father, Son, Mama Kia, Grandmother Moon, Hatun Chaska, star brothers and sisters. And from here and to the beyond and the beyond beyond. Thank you for showering us with your energy, your cycles, witnessing our play, doing this unconditionally without judgment, allowing us to be like children here in this beautiful theater, to create more, to dream more into being, more beauty, more love, more peace, more joy, more everything. Thank you for holding us in this way. Great Spirit, Letitia, Huiracocha, Wakantanka, creator of all that is, you are known by 1,000 names, yet the nameable one that dwells within us and all around us in all forms. Thank you for bringing us together to sing this song of life one more day, to take it beyond where it's been before. New possibilities. Thank you for those you brought to us to help us. Oh. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so this process that's life, that's just the normal life, that we've been a little bit, again, conditioned away from, disempowered a little bit, taught otherwise, of being children playing in the theater, of just sort of like being consciousness, being the one separated into all these different things, keeping it a secret from ourselves that we've that we know and that we've been here before, so that we can enjoy the theater. You know, when you go to the movies and you pay your money, you know it's fake, but you don't sit there and go, this is fake, why are they doing this to me? You know, I know that actor. They were in the, no, you go, never mind that. I want to laugh. I want to cry. I want to be shocked, right? This is the beauty of it all. And when it's more painful than pleasurable, when it's more tragedy than comedy, it starts to get old, and we start to think, I want out, kind of, you know. And you know, so we cope, we deal, we've managed as best we can. And we have lots of tools and lots of teachings and lots of practices that have helped us with that. So beautiful, so amazing. And, you know, so like I said, we've got all that. So I want to kind of like, hey, let's go a little further and let's see what's out there. That there's a process called the destiny retrieval in the work that we do, and the work that I do with one-on-one with clients and stuff. After healing all the wounds and influences, we go forward in time and we find the energetic patterns of that dream of yours, that ideal. Gee, I'd love comfort in my body, and I'd love to have unconditional love and support. I'd love to see the world with clean air and clean water and children fed, and, you know, all these things. And so we can do that in our heads and in our meditations and visualizations. We can do it with vision boards, art, music, poetry, images, symbols. That's to us even more powerful. It's a kind of more archetypal part of who we are. But we can also go there energetically. We do this through this left eye to left eye tracking, or through a journey, and we find the soul patterns of that you that you're becoming, and we literally bring them in and reorganize your luminous architecture with those patterns. So instead of being influenced by wounds and imprints from the past that we've cleared, you're influenced by this you that you're becoming, okay? And I've always felt, or at least this whole thing started because I thought, well, you know, let's say you're trying to move a big ship and turn it, you know, kind of get it from here to there. And your rope's about 10 feet long, and you're swimming and you're like adjusting, and, you know, and it's tons of work, right? And I thought, well, what if we get like 1,000 or a 10,000 foot long rope and just kind of, you know, go like this? Then that ship will stay on that path, you know? So this is what we're going to do. We're going to go on a journey with a 10,000 or infinitely long rope. And we're gonna see where could we go? Where would we want to go? What would you like to experience 10,000, 100,000, 100 million years from now? Who said it was finite? Who said there was an end, right? There's not. And so if we start pulling from there, maybe the events of today will come in the most powerful way that we would love to see them. Whether it's your own health, relationships, work, resources, whether it's your own, you know, loved ones and family and tribe, or, again, the whole world, the whole universe. You know, there's maybe more, you know. So let's just do the journey, yeah? You ready for that? And I'd like to, one of the things we found when we did this was that there are still conscious beings there. Which makes sense. It'd be weird if it was just the dark void. So there's still people, and it's us, right? Most likely, it's, you know, some version of us, consciousness in all of our forms, you know. So if you meet those people, know that you're loved and held, right? That they've mastered that a long time ago, right? So there's no condition. I already know this with my Karo teachers and the rest of my team, all the other traditions I practice, that they don't have a condition. They don't expect you to do anything for them to help you. They're completely unconditional. So this is the feeling. I want you to know that you're not alone. You may feel alone to some degree in this physical world. There may only be a few people you know that get it and can be there with you. But in the non-physical, it's infinite, really. You're never alone. Okay, so let's just and I want to acknowledge, of course, that all of what I do and am in this shamanic work, these blessings have come through I think Emery mentioned the Four Winds Society, my teacher Alberto Vialdo, who brought the Caro's teachings, and so I always feel it's good to acknowledge the shoulders on which I'm launching. At least one of them. Okay, so a few deep breaths. So I'd love for you to be starting from behind your eyes where you normally look out into the world and begin to move down your torso, down through your luminous energy field, past the throat and the throat chakra, seeing the beautiful colors, imagining. That's all you have to do is imagine the colors of your soul, of your energy field, swirling and bright and beautiful and clear. Continue down to your heart. And you've got your beating heart in front of you, and you've got your heart chakra in front of you. Infinite love, natural. And go ahead and enter the center of your heart. And in the center of your heart, there's a light that is the core, infinite center of your soul. You as the most magnificent conscious being that ever was. And it turns out that in that infinitesimal center of your own very soul, there is the whole universe. As above, so below. And you're really free to roam through the universe. And as you do that, you are always calling on and receiving the infinite life force that allows you to be and allows the density of this theater in your body to form and to heal and to change and to grow and to evolve and to process and to shed the processed energies out the base of your body into the earth, who also is infinitely capable of mulching that for you and supporting you. So you already have an infinite flow coming from the known universe, the beyond, and the beyond the beyond. So you're free to roam. And you're protected and you're supported and you're healthy and you get to have all the beings you want with you to roam with you or alone, but you're always held. Just imagine that you go to the edge of the known universe, what the mind can possibly fathom. Like that breath you took in the beginning, this is as far as it'll go. I can't imagine beyond this. But then there's a hole. Like the hole inside of the Chicana, the Andean cross. And you're able to enter that, pushing beyond the beyond. There's something there. There's infinite something there. Your brain may not be able to imagine it. It doesn't matter. Your soul can. There are gifts there for you. Whatever you want, whatever you need to bring back for this time and space, you're welcome to receive those gifts. You've made the journey. You're allowed to receive from it. There's insights there, wisdom. Imagine it permeating your luminous body like ribbons of information in whatever form, light, symbols, movement, wrapping themselves around you, like being gifted a Hawaiian lei. You're being draped in the great insights and gifts. Beyond the beyond. And perhaps there are strengths that you might be able to bring back with you for this time. Take those strengths into your energy field. Whatever mastery you've been looking for and longing for, searching and practicing, this is now after you've already received it. So bring it in. Bring it with you now in this journey. Maybe there is a particular practice for you. Even just one thing that you can do to continue to access this infinite source of life force. Just allow your energy field to receive it. Your brain may not get it now, but it'll be known to your brain in time, if not now. And now, if there are the next evolution of the great beings, or your team, or your spirit guides, your help, that you met there, thank them as they thank you for making this journey, for being this bridge. And make your way back into this universe, beyond what you can imagine. And find your way back to that which you can imagine, that universe in the center of your heart. And find your way into your heart and your heart chakra. Notice already a new quality, perhaps, to your chakras. And then make your way back up your torso. Up through your throat. Back up behind your eyes. Sit for a moment. guys are now informed by wherever you went. So one of the core practices or teachings of the shamanism that I learned is this is anchoring things in the mythic, you know. So this journey was a mythic journey, but to hold it in this deeper layer of your being, not just the mind or even just the energy field, but the mythic layer. It's, if you can capture something about this night on your altar, something that looks and feels like what you just went through, something that holds it, a new thing, you know. And it'll hold. So when we receive these rites from the Karo, we received a new stone for our mesas in that way, you see, that hold the Taitanchi's rites. And the thing we just did, we actually are calling it the new ascension rites in that course. And so perhaps something that can, what you did, that you essentially just received in this journey, something that can hold that for you. So you're actually like the first group I've ever shared that with. So my homies, right? And of course it's going to go on my video channel too. That's okay. But they're all our homies. But yeah. So any questions? Any thoughts, feelings about any of that? You know, this is the point of shamanism, is to reach for something that's bigger than us and bigger than we can imagine with this thing, and have the sort of grace and the graceful receptivity to just let it, you know, just sort of surrender, right, and let it help you. Just let it help you, you know. So as you look around in the world at your current problems and struggles and challenges and our village, the globe, the world at large, this is a good time to go to reach for those gifts and insights and strengths and practices that we received tonight, and just, you know, hold the stone, hold the thing, and go, all right, if this is real, now's the time to prove it. You know, I can't tell you how many times I've done that, especially with the Karo. You know, it's like, if this is real, help me now. And they did, boom, just like that. So this is the point.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I know you do these rituals each cycle.
Yeah.
Could you give us some information about that we are entering the summer, the energy that is shifting?
Mm-hmm.
Just take us to this energy of this change, this shift of the summer.
Yeah.
That's why we're doing this.
Exactly.
Also.
So this is the new energy, the summer light, the increased light and heat and energy that we need to be energized and to wake up and to be in the light. You know, this is the summer time. And so I wanted to be able to find a way to go beyond the normal practices of this time and access the next level of that. So that's the whole point, right? It was this is the time of the longest day and the increase of the warmth and the support of the Father Sun, you know, and the warm earth. You know, it's the time of being out in the open, out, you know, we grew in the spring and now we want to, you know, enjoy it. We want to play like children play in the summer, you know, like we should always be. But And in order to do that, remembering that as conscious, creative beings, as consciousness playing in these individual forms that we are, in all forms, we bring in as much energy as we essentially are asking for. So you can go out in the sun as much as you want during this time and take it in, or not. You could hide in the house like it's winter still. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But this is the opportunity to push that envelope a little. Go out longer days, play more, right? Till your parents yell at you because you were supposed to come in, before the sun had come. And so yeah, thank you, because that is the point. But I just, I wanted to go further.
Just, what I get from it, like in summer, you want to expand the energy of expansion.
Yes.
And even in our journey, we were expanding in things.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
okay.
Yeah, because we've all journeyed and we've pushed as far as we could. And I wanted to just go, hey, take that extra. There's more to expand. But you have to, you have to peek through there in order for it to burst open, right? You have to go outside, right, to see the sun. So absolutely, yeah, that was the whole point of this. So thank you. Seemed like there was something else. Was there anything else? Any other questions or comments or? Yeah.
I didn't see that much this time, but I did feel a profound peace.
Oh, sweet.
So that's nice.
Thank
Brought
you.
it back with me, so that
Yeah.
was good.
Good, and you just reminded me of what I was going to say, so thanks. Saved me. One of the big practices of shamanism, it's the ego medicine. It's the big picture, the 30,000 foot view. So the idea there being, when you have something that's in front of you that, is part of the theater, it's maybe part of the painful part of the theater, right? The contrast, you're going through something, you're struggling with it somehow. And you want to stay present with it, and you want to, process and not disappear. But there are times when it's appropriate to then rise way above. And sometimes in some of my journeys, we go all the way off the planet, we see the little ball. And then we go, oh, how big are my problems again? And so it's perspective.
Yeah.
And so that's it. We went so far out that it's sort of like everything that we're familiar with, hopefully in that, for a moment, if at all, just sort of disappeared for you. And that's kind of when we came back. I kind of want you to have that little badge, that little spark, that little whatever, so that when things start to go difficult again, and you've had enough of, staying present with it and processing it or whatever, you can access this and go, oh yeah, 2 million years from now, this really isn't going to matter that much, is it? Right? It's the ultimate ego medicine. It's as far as you can possibly. It's beyond. That's what I was wondering. What's beyond ego? What's the next thing? And this was what we tried to access tonight. So I hope you enjoyed it and got some experience. Like I said, we were going to push it, and so we might have, broke through. But the point is that it's not even that much about you walking out with a lot of that in here. It's really just that you did it, and because you did it, you made a connection, and that connection is there now, and it's going to be available to you in times that you don't expect it, and or are at that breaking point or at that worst moment, and then This is how it works with all these initiation rites and these teams. They're there for us even when we forget to ask, basically, even when we're that down. So, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, John.
Wonderful.
Thanks so much.
Yep.
Thank you, everyone, for coming tonight. And we are open for shopping if you'd like to do so.
Do you have cards?
Let's find something.